Now I am with Ruth Wilson, Rebecca in the film. How you doing this morning?
I'm very good, thank you.
Well, tell me a little bit about your character. I had a little bit of an issue with her just because she was the Lone Ranger's sister-in-law, yet she had a thing for him, huh?
Yeah. So Rebecca Reed is married to Dan Reed, who's the Lone Ranger's brother. But we wanted, there's this idea, it's a bit like a sort of love triangle, a bit Dawson's Creek, the idea that she, a little bit, that she grew up with these two boys and really she ended up marrying the more dangerous, exhilarating brother, but really she should have been with John. So there's an unrequited love that exists, and she hasn't seen John for 8 years. He returns, and lots has happened in that time. She's had a child and married Dan. So there's obviously a lot of chemistry there and sexual tension going on.
Yeah, it's just a
little bit.
I was going to say that when he comes back, that sexual tension is right where it left off, maybe, right?
Why would you ever want to come back here?
It's my home.
Little brother, I hereby deputize you a Texas Ranger.
It's Dad's.
Yeah, I think there's something, obviously, that they were sort of meant to be together. There's an idea that that was the case and that circumstances and life didn't work out that way. So the choices that she made those choices, but she'll deal with the consequences, which means that she might not be allowed to or couldn't be with that man that she should have been with.
Now, how much fun was it playing this strong woman during these times of like these westerns that's usually male dominated? How much fun was it being this strong, powerful American woman in this film?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, I wouldn't have had it any other way. I mean, lots of those stock characters in the westerns, women are usually damsels in distress.
Correct.
And they're tied to the train tracks, and it was important for me and for Gore and for the writer to really have a woman who was strong and who could stand up to these men and survive. So for me, that's what was really important. So I wanted to scratch back and spit and protect her son. So that was what we wanted to create for Rebecca.
And now that you mentioned damsel in distress, you were a damsel in distress, but you were getting yourself out of your own problems.
Yeah, and as Armie says at one point, the Lone Ranger says, she always lands on her feet. So she's strong. She's out there and she will survive. And by the end, you see that she will exist and will continue to be fine.
Now, in this film, The Lone Ranger, you get to play alongside Johnny Depp, Armie Hammer. How was it being a part of Disney, The Lone Ranger?
Yeah, it was incredibly exciting. I've known of Jerry Bruckheimer for years, of course. He's got an amazing history and back catalogue of films that he's made. Gore Verbinski, I mean, he's just a genius to work with and one of the only directors that can do these big bombastic films, but also with a heart and a soul to it. And of course, Johnny and Armie. I mean, Johnny, he's been on my film screens for years, and Edward Scissorhands and everything else. So to work with all those people it's a huge privilege and it's a dream come true. It's brilliant.
Now, some of those stunts, like you riding backwards on that horse, did you really do that? This was really going on action-wise?
Yeah, most of the stunts I did do, but that one I didn't do. So we had a fake horse that I was for close-ups and everything else.
Very dangerous.
No, but the girl, the wide shot of them, that was a stunt girl. There was no way I was going to ride that backwards. I can't ride it forwards.
Did you do a lot of the stunts yourself? Did you choose to?
Yeah, I mean, Gore wanted us to do the stunts, and if they were safe enough, then we'd do them. I mean, he wanted the real reaction, and I love being scared. I love throwing myself into those situations. So for me, I really enjoyed them. It's probably part of the best part of the job, really. Throwing myself off trains and hanging upside down.
It was fun.
Yeah, I loved it.
Now, if you could tell our fans why they should watch this film, The Lone Ranger.
This film has got something for everyone. It's big, it's fun, it's heartfelt, it's got a moral meaning to it, but it's essentially a really good night out.
And it has a lot of irony and humor, which
huge amounts of humor.
unexpected.
Yeah, huge amounts of humor. I mean, The Odd Couple, this weird comedy duo between the two.
And the love triangle, which is kind of interesting as
and
well.
And the love, humor, passion, guns.
There you go.
Trains.
Western.
Well,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Scared, aren't you? You should be.